I am recording, right?
Mhm.
All right, let's go. Let's see. What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 4. I think we finally made a debate that this is episode 4, not like 2.5 or 1.5, or I don't know what we were talking about last time, Dane. But welcome to episode 4 of Dayn and Rob Collect Vegas. Uh, as of the recording of today, this is October 2nd, and the reason why I bring it up because it's Halloween season, baby. It's the best time of the year. Um, Dane, there's only 2 times in the year that I like, and one is my birthday, of course, and then it's Halloween season for me. And for me, it's just a special time just because I love horror movies. And I have a tradition. Everybody knows already around the house that once October hits, it's time to watch scary movies, horror movies, anything that has gore, blood, and a Halloween theme is going to be on TV. So we're definitely going to talk a little bit about our favorite horror movies, stuff like that. But obviously, this is a Vegas podcast, so we definitely want to kind of bring it back to Vegas, and we want to start kind of like a little series for October since it's Halloween, and we're going to talk about like horror stories and stuff like that about Vegas and these different properties. We're thinking like, how do we do it? Do we do it like all like maybe a couple of episodes? And I think the best thing Dana and I decided to do is just make it a property at a time, because we have enough time where there's a lot of days in October for this. So we want to start kind of with the Luxor for now, and then we'll go from there. Talk about some strange things that go on at the Luxor, some stories that we've heard, some myths and whatnot about this amazing property, right, Dane, that we have. And Dane is the one that's going to take a little bit of the lead here. But before we started, I wanted to tell some people some fun facts of the Luxor that I found out. I don't know if you knew, Dane, but this is something that I found out when I was looking at that the pyramid itself is the third largest pyramid in the world.
Maybe I came across that fact, but that's interesting. I like that.
Isn't it crazy? Like, I never thought. So now that I've gone to Vegas way too many times. Never in my wildest dream did I ever think that. I would thought pyramids in Egypt are 10 times bigger.
Yeah.
But the fact that they say it's the third biggest, the third largest, it's crazy, man. So I wanted to bring that fact up just because I thought it was cool. Maybe
Yeah.
you silly kids over there, and you're trying to score a nice date. Now you have something to tell your significant other. Hey, did you know this? And maybe you'll get lucky or something, right?
That's awesome.
But yeah, let's start. Well, what do you got for us? Oh wait, before we start, since it's the Halloween season, what is the all-time favorite horror movie that you like, Dane? I want to see what type of horror do you like?
So for sure, everyone's got different taste in horror because I feel when October hits, everyone feels like they're a director and they know everything about film now, right?
Yeah.
And I know that everyone has a different taste in horror when it comes to being jump scared, or if they like it like a documentary. But for me, I like kind of where it originated. When it comes to the guy coming to get you, right? The paranormal stuff kind of freaks me out, but I just feel like it's good for like horror, the new horror that's coming out now, like the Annabelle stuff and Conjuring, but the guy that's just constantly coming to get you, it's Michael Myers, right?
Yeah.
The original one, obviously, is great, but Rob Zombie, the first and second, Michael Myers Halloween is my favorite by far. The characters that were casted for that are unbelievable. Rob Zombie's taste in the little rip here and the blood there, and just everything just comes together so well. And obviously he knows music really well, and so he, brings the music aspect to it. And then also, I think this is a fact that if you're going to remake Halloween, you have to ask John Carpenter for permission. And I think that he has to be a part of it in some way. So I think that in order to use like the original mask looking and the original sounds and stuff like that, and Haddonfield and all those different places that were in the original one, you have to ask for his permission and stuff. But obviously he's a trooper when it comes to letting people, take the world of Halloween's elsewhere. So I think Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2 for me, I don't know, every scene is perfect and it's good. I love it.
And you're right. You can't go wrong with a Halloween movie in general.
Yeah.
I'm more of the old school. I love Rob Zombie. Don't get me wrong. I love his work. House of a Thousand Corpses is by far one of my favorite movies. I heard a myth. Maybe it's a myth. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's true. But I heard when it came out, he had to kind of like redo it again, because when he did the screening, it was so gory and so much that some people couldn't make it through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so they had to kind of go back and take off some scenes and fix it up a little bit. But House of a Thousand Corpses is one of my favorite Rob Zombie movies. But for me, I'm old school. I love the original Halloween. That is actually the culmination for me. I usually will watch the first Halloween movie on Halloween night. I will watch like Halloween 2, 3, 4, all the way to H2O or whatever they are.
Yeah. Wait, so we're not going to be debating. We're agreeing then.
We're agreeing.
Okay. I was hoping that we'd have a little fight going on here.
We can debate, because you are more on the Halloween. You're saying that you're more of a Rob Zombie fan, and although I do like it, I still like that old school more.
See, the thing for me is that Rob Zombie is giving Michael Myers more of a story when it comes to his childhood. We understand that, his mom's a stripper and his stepdad's abusive and all the kids in school are picking on him. And it usually, just like, most murderers, they start with roadkill, and they start, opening up roadkill and getting to understand the insides of bodies and stuff, like Dahmer, like, Ed Gein, I'm sure. And you see them progress from, roadkill to maybe actually killing the animal, and then from killing the animal, they're killing people and stuff. But I think Michael Myers, with that brain that he has, where he just sits up and just comes at you. You can shoot him 6 times; it doesn't matter. He just keeps going.
Chop his head off. Apparently,
everything
doesn't matter. No, it's Halloween. To me, is just that one movie that ever since I was younger, it was. It made you feel like it's Halloween,
it's time.
You can't go without that movie. The other Halloween 2, actually, believe it or not, that has nothing to do, I think, with Michael Myers, is a really good one.
3.
Oh, 3.
It's called The Season of the Witch.
The Season of the Witch. You're right.
Yeah. And he's only in it for 2 seconds.
On TV.
On TV at a bar, but everything else is because the masks go on your face, and then they can.
I love the jingle.
Control you.
Love the jingle that they're counting on the day.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what really gets me like going and stuff like that. So for me, that Halloween will always be a good movie for me to watch. There's other movies that are debatable, I guess, if they're considered Halloween movies, just because they're horror movies, but they're really. You're not too sure if they're kind of in the Halloween time. Just like how there's always a debate for Die Hard if it's a Christmas movie or not. I think it's a Christmas movie, but that's for another day for a podcast.
We'll talk in December about that.
We'll talk in December, exactly. But one movie that I'm looking forward to watching, Dayn, is actually The Conjuring, The Last Conjuring, which is called The Last Rites.
Yes.
like that. I've been a big fan of Conjuring movies. I don't think it's considered a Halloweenish movie, but because it's a horror movie, it always fits perfectly fine in Halloween.
Oh yeah, they're great for it.
I've always loved these movies. A fun story, Dane. I actually went to watch one of those Conjuring movies. I don't remember which one it was, but I was off for the day. Nobody else wanted to go watch the movie with me, so I went to the matinee, and I was literally sitting by myself in an empty movie theater, just
You're a
me by
monster.
myself. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I rarely get scared, but the fact that you are alone in a
Ugh.
big theater like that, I
In
was
the dark.
in the dark. Yeah, and the good thing I watched it in midday. I think it's like maybe 12ish. It kind of helped out that when I came out of the theater, there was still daylight.
Yeah, it's just bright.
Yeah. So that's one of the movies I'm looking forward to. I heard some good things. I heard some bad things, of course, but
That's up to you.
I like to give my own opinion exactly. So, what is there anything on your docket that you're looking forward to watching?
So for me, what I'm looking forward to is Strangers Chapter 2.
Okay.
That's another thing. So I don't think it would obviously go with like the Jason, the Michael Myers, the stuff like that, but it goes into the sense where you're sitting there if you could watch watch a movie like this, just constantly just opening up a finger. It's a horror to me. It's a scary movie to me, so it's perfect for October spooky season. But strangers, it's pretty much just the people that are inside their house, just living a normal life, and they hear a knock, no one's there, they see a little figure go by the window, and then they just taunt them. And to me, the reason why that's very scary is because it's very realistic.
Yeah.
Like how scary would it be if you and your wife are just at home one day having a glass of wine, watching some hockey or something, and then out of nowhere, you're being taunted by like 3 different people all around your house, and then the door's open, and you don't know if they're inside or not, and you lock the door, but they're inside, and I don't know. For me, like, it just gets your heart going, and the cold sweats are.
Yeah, no, you're right. And how I just thought about it while you were talking because it made sense to me to ask you this. But how do you and Ricky watch horror movies? Do you guys have to have like one light on? Do you guys
Oh my gosh.
watch?
Okay, so
close to
what were
each
we
other?
watching before? Okay, so we were recently just watching the new movie that came out, Weapons.
Yes.
Okay, really, really good. Super cool cast. Storyline is so unique.
Yeah.
And we sat there and we were holding hands and we were both white knuckled. Like, I'm talking like and then one of the scenes was one of the jump scares, and I actually flung out of the chair, and my arm got stiff because I like was squeezing so hard. I had to like shake my arm off. But
oh my God.
Yeah, so we watch it at the edge of our seats, scared like this. Constantly peeking because you can kind of tell when the music gets a little bit tense and stuff, and you're like, okay, someone's gonna jump out here or something's gonna happen. But I got a question for you. As a collector, do you keep your ticket stubs when you go to the movies?
Yes, I do. Yes,
okay,
I do.
Sweet.
I keep them, and I have this little book that I put them all in and stuff like that. It's kind of like a scrapbook, I guess. I always carry one with me. It also helps me remember what I got to do. So I also put my tasks that I need to do for the day.
Nice.
But when I ever go to the movies or something on that date that I have, my task, I'll put it so I can go back and remember what I did that day. But yeah, I collect every single stub until they're washed off. I guess the print gets off.
They do have a really like weird like receipt kind of print off, right? So I think I actually have all my Halloweens that I've ever went to on opening day, and one of my Halloweens was actually on Halloween. So it says October 31st, Halloween on it. So I want to go get those PS graded or PSA graded.
Yeah.
Because you can get them. You can get anything PSA graded, I guess, right? And people do, since they're collecting item and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a rare thing too, because the only way to get it is on the opening couple weeks or so. So if you didn't go and do it, the movie's now gone, right?
Yeah.
And if you go on eBay, you can actually look up let's say like the Devil's Rejects opening night ticket stub. They're like $300. Like there's a lot of money for those things because they've gone in past and then now they're cult films, right?
Yeah.
So like most of those Rob Zombie films, or like even back in the old days, if you have like those little like imagine what the original ticket stub for Halloween would be.
Oh,
like what year was that? That was 72 or something, 73.
Yeah.
But like that would be super cool. And I think back in the day, the ticket stubs actually had like maybe their logo of like Halloween on it or something. Or obviously back in the day, the things were a little bit more nicer to look at, just like the matchbooks we collect and stuff.
No, yeah, it's interesting that you can do that on the PSA, like you said. I wonder if I take my voucher that I washed from Vegas and just do that, what would it get?
It would be a PSA 0. They'd send you the actual money back. They'd be like, here.
We're like, you know what? We can't even give you money for this. But talking about eBay, and I know we're on a tangent on something else, but before we go into the actual episode, you gotta watch this. You reminded me about it right now that we were talking about, collecting stuff like that. I watched this documentary that I'll give a shout out to Jonathan Jossel because I listened to it on the corner of Main Street. I'm on a bench, by the way. I don't know if I told you. I started from episode 1.
It's so good.
On the corner of Main Street, and I've been going up all the way to the most recent. So I'm at 2024. I'm almost there.
Are you watching all of Oscar's talks too? Yeah. Okay, good. You learn so much.
Yeah.
You learn so much.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. So in one of the episodes, they have the director of a documentary about the west side of Vegas, which was considered, for the colored people and whatnot, so when Vegas was still segregated, basically. And I don't want to bring the mood down. It actually has nothing to do with that per se, but it's a great documentary that I definitely recommend you watching. It's called Across the Tracks, a Las Vegas West Side Story. But the reason why I brought that up is because they talk about the Moulin Rouge, which you just when we went to Vegas in June, you bought this beautiful matchbook, right?
Because of how much that hotel means to that city.
Yeah,
it did a big thing. Yeah,
exactly. And they talk about one thing. They talk about without giving too many spoilers to you. They talk about how the Moulin Rouge was the first unsegregated, I guess, casino that actually came out in the Life magazine. And that took me into a tangent. So hopefully I will win this item on eBay, which is the actual.
Oh, you're going to get the.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen I've seen pictures of it. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like a couple showgirls on the cover or something. Yeah. It's super cool. If you get that.
Yeah.
Gotta get some good pictures of it and make a nice post.
No, I will. And
that's a hard one to find.
The cool thing about that one, dude, is that it still has, how the subscriptions were before, it had the little, your name and your address and a little sticker. It still has whoever it is that they got it from, or it's theirs, whatever it is, it still has it. So that's, I guess, to me, that's a little extra.
Anything original that's attached to those kind of things, bring it on. So cool.
Yeah, so I wanted to bring that up, dude, because I know you are a big fan of Moulin Rouge, and I again watched that documentary. It's on YouTube, so it's easy to find. So it's just called Across the Tracks, a Las Vegas West Side Story. Really well made. In the corner of Main Street, they actually talk about it, how they ended up having the premiere there for that episode or that.
Oh, nice.
So again, thank you for Jonathan Jossel for bringing that up, and I'm enjoying, like I said, all the episodes. It really makes me mad, man, because they have been doing these cool giveaways. Of course, it's a little too late now.
Yeah,
I'm listening to something that happened over a year ago, but
you're listening to the old ones.
Yeah. But you know what is the funny thing is that I got that picture. Remember, I showed you the picture of Oscars. Before it was Oscars, there was a pool at the plaza.
Yep.
I listened to it. I sent Jonathan Jossel a DM, and he actually was able to help me get the picture. And it was an old maybe 3 years ago when he talked about it, where if you would message him, he would send you the picture, right? And I, out of a whim, I said maybe he can still do it. Who knows? And he answered. He got me an email to his, I think, to his assistant or somebody that can help him out with that. And that's how I got it, through listening to the old episodes. So
I actually remember that episode.
yeah, it was so cool, dude. But let's get back into the actual Halloween part. So what do you got for us? What do you got for us today?
Okay, so think of it this way: you're in Vegas. What do you think of? Right? You think of big, flashy hotels. You think of resorts. You think of everything's shiny and bright and new and expensive, and sports cars and slot machines and stuff.
Yeah,
that's all here at the Luxor, but it has this weird, let's say, feeling to it and a look to it. You're not walking up to a resort that has big, huge, beautiful windows, and it's not the most beautiful thing to look at compared to, let's say, the Bellagio or the Wynn, Encore,
Mandalay Bay,
anything like that. This is a big, huge black pyramid just stuck right at the bottom of the strip. And I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying that it already just gives you this eerie feeling, right? You're going to this big black pyramid, and you go up, and then you're standing next to these big, huge sculptures of Sphinx and anything that they what are the dogs called again? They sit pretty with the big pointy ears. What are they called?
Pharaohs.
Pharaohs. It's not like Don't correct this, or correct me if I'm wrong, I guess. But just different types of sculptures like that just give you that really weird feeling, because they're 20 feet tall. Some of them are 10 feet tall, and you're just looking up at them. It just gives you that eerie feeling, and all the I guess symbols all over the walls and stuff, and the door handles even a pyramid. It's really cool. And then when you walk inside, you get this new feeling of you're in a belly of something. It's hollow. And then you look around, and you're in this big, huge pyramid that's completely hollowed out, and every floor looks down to you, right? And then you look up to them. So it's not like you open up your sliding door and you get to see the view outside.
And Dayn, I'm going to correct you or stop you, because they're called Anubis statues.
Okay. Yes. I should have watched The Mummy before this episode. But so then people can walk out their front door, and then they're looking down to, let's say, the buffet. They're looking down to the casino. They're looking down to the lobby and stuff like that. It's very eerie feeling, and you can see all the way to the very top. Let's backtrack before you get inside. There's also one of the brightest lights in the world that shines off into space, that beams up from the thing. Yeah. Very eerie feeling. It's known for attracting bats, which is also spooky, right? Bats are spooky. Yeah. So if you see the beam some nights, I'm not sure exactly if it's a certain month or not, but if you look at the beam and if you Google it, there's pictures of bats just flying around because they get attracted to the beam of light. Yeah. So you're inside this. You're full of all these sculptures. You're full of all these, symbols and stuff like that. It is very beautiful inside. It's really dark kind of a theme. It's very dim lighting inside, but one of the coolest casinos you can get into. Me and Ricky went there before meeting you. Yeah. At the pool the one day. Yeah. And instantly I had to get my tickets. I went to the slot machine and I got my little stub, my little souvenir of losing. And then I got some chips from the window and stuff. But yeah, just really, really cool. But
isn't it crazy that, and sorry, I
go ahead.
Cut you off. I've gone many times to Luxor. I've stayed at Luxor and whatnot. But the funny thing that I love that you're talking about, how dark it is you can go. It could be midday. You come into the Luxor, right? Being outside in the bright, and then you come in there, and it's completely different. It looks like it's nighttime.
It almost gives you that just after sunset feeling, and you're like, "Hey, this is strange." But with the pyramid theme
Yeah.
comes a lot of stresses when it comes to certain types of Egyptian culture and stuff.
Yeah.
And with Egyptian culture comes, if you've ever watched The Mummy, there's curses and bad luck and bad juju and dark energy and stuff like that. So obviously the pyramids in Egypt were built completely to a T, 100% perfect to their design for whatever their design reason was.
Yeah.
A lot of what they do and have done and how it was done was very mystery, as it is.
Yeah.
People think it's aliens. People think it was slaves. How did the bricks get there and stuff?
Yeah.
So for us, we know how ours was built, and it was built by just, regular construction men in 93 and 92. So, but if you don't do something perfect in that world, I'm assuming that you're stepping on some toes. And it's toes that you might not want to step on. It's, their gods are very, strict, I'm assuming. So you never know what curse you're going to let out based on your design of your pyramid. So some of the things that I remember when I first started like loving, weird information about Las Vegas was the Luxor. When it was being built, there was some mysterious deaths in the building of it. Let it be someone falling and tripping or something like that. But there was people that have passed away that were building it. The fact that the pyramid is supposed to be facing a certain direction. I'm not sure if it's north or south. One of the peaks are supposed to face a certain direction. This one isn't. It's not.
Oh, wow.
The flat parts are facing the way that it should be. Or the pointer should be. So I think that that's another reason why everyone thinks it's cursed, because in Egypt, they're all facing like true north, I believe. Like to a T, like it's exact north, true north, which is also strange because back then, how do you even, you're following a star at that point. Like there's not really many people that like, which way's north? I don't know.
Even with the high technology nowadays, I still don't know where north is.
No, exactly. And then, so just like that kind of stuff, just eerie behavior from the beginning, and then back in that days too, it was the very last place Tupac was in. His last picture was inside the Luxor, gambling.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, yes. yeah, that's true. Yes.
When he left the Luxor, he went down one street, went down another, and then you all know how that ends, right?
Yeah, on Tropicana, and I forget, Culver or Carver, like that.
Yeah, you can go there today and see like all of his flowers and stuff and messages. But when he was shot, it was literally right after he left the Luxor, because that's where the TIFF was, I believe.
Yeah, and he was going to see doing that,
because they were going to see a boxing match, I believe. It was Tyson and somebody, but that was across the street at the MGM.
At MGM, which makes sense why they got him at the Tropicana, the Tropicana Avenue or something like that.
So he was down. He was down at the south end of the strip, but you can actually, and I actually had the option to do it, but it was extremely expensive. But Tupac's actual ticket stub to the boxing match was up for sale with a plaque and everything. And the person that sat next to him was Suge Knight and someone else. And then, so it's just crazy to think that you can own a piece of that kind of history. But yeah, so like his last known place, last picture ever was inside the Luxor. So that's kind of a creepy, it doesn't give the Luxor any,
it's definitely not their fault, who would have known that was going to be his demise, but.
Well, I'm not saying that if you go to the Luxor and you leave, you're going to get shot, but I'm just saying that it's just kind of eerie and creepy that the last photo known of one of the biggest rappers on the planet is, gambling all happy inside this place. So
yeah, no, for sure. I'm a perfect example that's not going to happen, because I've been there so many times and I've left. I leave my money, but not my life. So I guess that's a good thing.
That could be their new slogan. Come to the Luxor. Leave your money, but take your life.
You can have your life in return. But no, it's I think what you were talking about, the pyramids, I think that I found some stuff on my research on it that they call it the pyramid curse, or the superstition that the Egyptians have, I guess. And one of them is basically the Sphinx. There's a Sphinx outside. They build them in pairs. And apparently, for what I've read, is that when you have one, it draws spiritual, like a negative or spiritual attention or energy, that will brings bad dark energy, whatnot. So I never knew about that that's part of the culture when it comes to the Egyptians and their pyramids. But it makes sense in a way, dude, because I've never been there, but if you look at the pictures, it's not just one pyramid in Egypt, right? And it's not just one Sphinx and stuff like that. So that makes a lot of sense. But talking about the deaths, the people that have died, there's also been allegedly, I guess they can't prove it, or they haven't been able to prove it, about like the suicides that have happened in the actual property, with the workers, especially, like, just like you said, if you're working and you trip and fall or something, that's an accident, which is still very sad to hear, but was something that happened. But when there's these deaths that they had in this property when they were building it, and they can't even explain why it happened, is where, like, it gets a little So it's
well, the one that happened, I think, and I don't know. I don't like to be not 100% correct with it, but I do know what happened. The time, I guess, doesn't really matter, but a while ago, there was someone that did jump off their balcony on the inside, and landed in the buffet.
Oh, wow.
And that's why the buffet is gone. Well, it's one of the reasons why the buffet is gone now at the Luxor. So,
well, maybe that's why the buffet is downstairs.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I haven't gone to the buffet in a while, but the last time I went, it's all, you had to go under, like, it's under the actual property. Maybe they had it before somewhere else. I don't know.
Well, it was, because it had to have been located in a spot. Maybe we can find a picture to pop up or something. But she did jump off of her balcony that gives you the lookout to the inside. And hold on, I got some earphones. So it had to have been like near the lobby, near whatever is in that square there. Actually, to be honest with you, it could have been where Diablo's is now.
It could be, yeah, it could be,
because that I don't remember what was there before Diablo's, but I know that it's a perfect spot for a restaurant. Must have had a kitchen there, right?
Yeah. It makes sense. And I'm reading this. I wanted to read you this because talking about the workers, it says, during Luxor's building in early 1990s, several workers are rumored to have died in accidents. Shadows, apparitions, and strange sounds may often reported in restricted or less visited areas, including the old tunnels, like those connected to the former Nile River tour, that's one thing I always wanted to find when I go, try to find any resemblance of that, the Nile River tour. But
you could probably find a little, like, you know what, since we are who we are, I'm sure we can ask an employee and just be like, hey, we're not here to tamper with anything. We just want to go and
I just want to see it.
just check it out. Yeah.
But
we won't even take pictures.
It's funny because I feel like most casinos, as when we went to when we were at Fremont, and we were at
Apache Indians. Yeah.
How I kind of went downstairs to where the old Apache check-in was. They use it for employees now, but it's still there. So I wonder if these tunnels or anything from that Nile River still exists. They just haven't patched it up, or nobody can go.
Well, I think it would just cost like unnecessary amount of money to patch up a tunnel that people aren't directed in that area anyways, right? So it's just restricted area, and then that's it. Just put up a sign, right? Like, why would you go there if you can go anywhere else in Vegas? No one wants to go to a black tunnel, right? Like,
I do.
I do. Yeah, I do. But that's because
Yeah.
we're history people and we love.
Oh yeah, yeah. We love the
that.
adventure, but man. But have you heard anything, or have you heard about the room 3? Let me see if I can say it right. 30018. I'll just spell it all out. The clanging They call it the clanging phantom. And so what I read is that a creepy, recurring noise at exactly 8:30 a.m. from this room. You can hear like metallic clanging sounds that you.
That's weird.
Like there's no way you cannot. It'll stop, but it always happens supposedly at 8:30 a.m. By this room. And
I've heard of lots of stuff, and I'm sure that that's one of many. But I've heard of like weird noise coming above, weird noises side, and always at specific times and stuff. Like the person said, like, you know, I don't know why I'm hearing scratching or, you know, whatever. And then you get like, there was this one documentary I watched on Netflix of this couple that went in there and they were like ice cold. They could see their breath.
yeah.
And then they called down to the lobby and they said, like, can you change our room or fix our temperature and stuff? And they're like,
yes.
The guy came up and they're like, no, everything's working perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And then, you know, obviously the whole black figure being, you know, walking down the hallway and stuff.
Yeah.
They saw a lot of that. So there's, you know, I'm sure, and as people will find out that it's not just the Luxor.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Vegas has these places because, you know, Vegas does have that crazy long history. It had a brutal history at one point when it came to like mobsters and stuff like that. And, you know, a lot of places that you can stand today, really, really crazy things happen, right?
Yeah.
Like, think of it. People at Binions having a fun time and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of crazy stuff that happened there. And same with Apache and El Cortez. It's a big thing. And the Flamingo. People think the Flamingo's like, oh, it's, Bugsy Siegel. But it's like, but he was he was ruthless. Like, you know, he wouldn't think twice. If you cross his path and, you know, you're done. So
he was a ruthless visionary, right?
Yeah. Well, he wanted what he wanted, and you weren't going to stop him.
Yeah.
Unless, you know, the person that did stop him, but we'll get into that. But
sure.
So like it's just crazy that, you know, you can go to a place and save all your money all year long, and you're all excited, and then there's black figures, and you're seeing your breath in your sleep, and there's suicide stories and stuff like that. But I think that when it comes to gambling at any sense, and maybe we can put up at the end of this video where to go and who to talk to if you have any gambling issues and stuff like that, because I know hockey season's coming up for me and I make a lot of poor betting decisions. So, but I think it's a good idea to, you know, make it a little awareness that it's a thing, right? Because you know, when it comes to gambling, people try to catch that win and they never do it, and they lose everything, and they think that there's only one option out of it, and it's not true. So but that's what obviously has happened in the Luxor, and I think that obviously that gives off a very bad energy, and I believe, you know, there's got to be something after, you know, we're gone here. So
but I think it just gives these places a little bit extra, little something special about them. For example, uniqueness. There you go.
Sure.
Unique. Yeah, that's the one. For example, I'm a big, other than a Vegas lover, I'm also a Disneyland lover, and it's a big. I don't think it's even a myth anymore. It's taboo, I guess, that people take their loved ones' ashes and they get on the haunted mansion and they drop ashes in there, and then guess what happens? They close down the attraction because now they gotta clean, you know. And this is something that happens all the time, you know. So
actually, that's weird that you said that, because actually I found out recently because I mentioned it. It's illegal to spread your ashes in Las Vegas.
Oh, really?
And that's what because I was telling Ricky, I was like, hey, when I go, make sure that every drop of me gets scattered somewhere all over Vegas, right? Because that's where I want to be.
Okay.
And I found out on, I don't know what it was, but it was literally like 2 weeks ago, it said that it's banned. It's illegal. You can't do that.
Oh wow, I did not know that. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I can see it as far as maybe a health hazard, but I mean at that
Well,
point you're
yeah.
just dust. I don't think it's that bad compared to leaving a dead corpse in a room or something, you know. So
Yeah, of course, of course. But like, I think that like, I don't know. A lot of people might want to dump it in the Bellagio fountains or all over
yeah.
Fremont. And like, think of it this way: like, a lot of people have a lot of good memories
Yeah.
for a long time in Vegas.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
No, it makes sense. It's kind of the same
I'll be there
situation.
for sure. I don't care.
One way or another, right?
Yeah, she's gonna get the ticket. I know it'd be a really cool ticket to get from the police. Spreading ashes.
But how about if she goes first?
I'll sprinkle her right out of room 400 at Binion's, and then maybe I'll put a little bit all over Oscar Steakhouse. So how about that?
Okay, that sounds good. But going back to the Luxor, I also found another one. I don't know if you heard about the Deadly Blonde. They call it the Deadly Blonde. That people in between the 12th and the 4th floor that they've reported, or they've, I guess, told somebody, I guess, I don't know who, that they wake up and they feel like someone's choking them.
Oh, the Deadly Blonde. That's my ex-girlfriend. Yeah,
Oh.
I know all about that one.
Oh my God! So
okay, no, I don't know about that.
You're the one that did that. Okay, I get it.
No, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I was, when I was researching for this episode, I saw that, and they say that they either see hands. I'm not sure if it says like they seeing it in their dreams or when they wake up, but sometimes that right when they wake up, the first thing they see is a blonde woman. But that
sometimes that's a good thing, but I guess if you're getting strangled, that's not. Yeah,
I mean, that's a great way for, the husband to tell the wife, "Hey, someone robbed me," right? And but yeah, that one was a funny, or not funny, but a strange thing.
Oh yeah.
I've actually never stayed that high in Luxor. I've stayed in the first floor, which sucks. I'll be honest, because you get no view for anything. And I stayed maybe like in the 5th or 4th floor. I don't think I've ever stayed that high, but those are kind of weird things, to feel someone choking you.
Yeah, that is kind of strange.
Typically in between the 12th and the 14th floor, just those specific, it's very specific, so that was kind of cool to hear. And of course you kind of touched a little bit on it, the cold areas where there's patches of cold air and not that's kind of interesting.
But the thing that you have to understand too is that a lot of people because there's a lot of people going in and out of these hotels, right?
Yeah.
You have to understand that majority of the people that visit Vegas and go to these hotels that are, let's say, haunted, have no idea. Like, if I go, I'm going to know exactly what hotel, what room, what the story is. I'm looking for it, right?
Yeah.
So maybe if I feel a little cold breeze on my toe, I'm like, oh, it's here. You know what I mean? I'm looking for it now.
Yeah.
But 99% of the people that are visiting Vegas, and let's use Luxor as an example.
Yeah.
They don't know that it's haunted or that the things have happened there. No, they know that there's a buffet. They know that there's slot machines. They're there to gamble. They're there to go see the pool. They're not there for anything else.
Yeah.
And they don't know about the rooms and stuff like that. So when you hear a story, there's always some truth that comes from it. It has to, right? Like, everything has to have some type of truth and multiple of it. So, if I doubt it was just one guy that, saw a dark figure on the floor.
Yeah.
Or one person that one time heard that. Like, I believe that it is, multiple people seeing multiple of the same thing to the point where, it's becoming an issue where they have to bring it up. Same, and I know we're obviously going to get into this place, but it's the same kind of concept as the old Apache at Binion's, where every single door next to it, there's a plaque saying all the things paranormal that have happened
Yeah.
at that room, not just one room, every room.
Yeah.
So like you're literally walking down the hall and you're reading what happened and what was felt in that room and what was seen in this room and what was heard in that room. And, you know, I'm sure that that could happen in every single hotel.
Yeah.
You know, they just
There's something happening.
Yeah.
Now.
And then, I don't know, I just believe that just from the beginning, doing so much research on this mysteries and stuff of Vegas, just the very beginning, you know, of Vegas, like take away all the hotels, take away the casinos, you know, let's go down to like the Hoover Dam ages and stuff where it all started, and think of all the horrific things that happened there. And you know, and then if you want to go back to the very, very, very first day, you know, like that land was obviously owned by indigenous people at one point, and you know, weird stuff happens back then too, right?
Imagine the curses or something that they might.
Oh, it could be whatever. It could be anything, and it wouldn't shock me because I've done my research on Vegas, and that land from every direction.
Yeah.
Something's out there. And I'm saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that there's this energy out there that feels different than anywhere else in the world, and that's what draws me back to that place so much, and draws me to Vegas. And you know, I can see it in other people like yourself, but yeah, it's a very really strange place. But you know, I think that it's without this mystery side and this thrill side of Vegas, I wouldn't have ever started writing my books, because all my stories from Into the Meadows is loosely based off of some of these mysteries and some of these stuff that I give more of a life to.
Yeah.
You know, I just actually did this one story for the third book that I'm doing, and it's actually about a group of random people going into the Luxor elevator that goes on a certain degree, and they get stuck in there, and then the things that happen inside, and what because they all went in there, how did it change the world outside, kind of a thing. Like if they didn't get stuck, what would have happened, kind of like a butterfly effect situation, right? But it's kind of cool because I really wanted to incorporate the elevator that goes on, like, I think, what is it, like a 65-degree angle or something like that.
It's crazy.
And it's the one of its kind, right? It was the first of its kind. It's never been done. So it's a pulley system that like drags you up instead of pulling you up. I don't know. So I wrote a story about just a bunch of random people, and then the lights go off and then someone dies, and who was it? And was it you? It was kind of like the game Clue and butterfly effect together. It's really strange, but I had to incorporate those elevators in my stories because I want to eventually one day just cover everything Vegas has. So
are you giving us a little spoiler? Is that what?
Yeah, that's the exact spoiler. Yeah, that's one of the stories of. Usually, I do about like 10 to 13 stories.
Yeah,
and I'm actually almost finished writing, because every book has a true story. So this true story, I can't find the name of it right now because it's in my phone, but it's about the night that me, you, and Ricky, and what is it, Wall Street to Vegas? Yeah. I always forget his tag name.
No, the incredible night we had. It's I can't wait to read it. But
I go into detail and kind of stuff, just explaining, like, you know, that it's that pull that Vegas has to you. It kind of pushed us around that night, you know, and it gave us that spooky sense. At the same time, it gave us that luxurious sense that, you know, it gave us a little taste of everything that Vegas has to offer. And I don't think that I'll ever experience a night quite like that. And, you know, it'll take me a few more times to try to get up to that level of how cool that night was.
Do it again soon, man. Definitely. But we were talking, I just thought about it because on the whole Luxor thing, the Titanic exhibition.
So what I wanted to do too is I wanted us to talk about some of the exhibitions that they have there. Like, you know, you brought up the Titanic, and, you know, lots of, you know, death and destruction comes from that.
Yeah.
and they showcase actual artifacts from all their exhibits. When it comes to, they have the King Tut's exhibit, Titanic exhibit, and then they have the bodies exhibit,
Mm-hmm.
and you have real bodies from, you know, people that apparently, that I looked up, that are unclaimed bodies from China that they've
Wow.
used, that are like Jane Doe's and Joe Schmo's,
Yeah.
you know, to use that, which is kind of an eerie, you know, feeling that, you know, they're in this pyramid. And then obviously King Tut's artifacts found where he was laid to rest.
Yeah.
Those artifacts are moved from their site, which I don't believe any artifact should move from an Egyptian site. They're there for a reason.
Because of their superstition.
Well, they're trying to bring those things to the afterlife, and I think that if they're tampered with and moved, they're removed from the afterlife.
Yeah.
So bringing them to a mockery of a pyramid kind of, you know, tampers with that. And then obviously the Titanic, the same thing. Like, I believe that those things sunk to the bottom of the ocean, and I think that they should just stay down there. There's no.
And I was about to ask, did they find that one piece of jewelry, that the heart of the ocean? Do they have it there? That's what I want to know, because I want to.
Didn't Britney Spears throw it off the boat at the end of that music video?
So that's who it was. Okay.
Whoops. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's mostly just like plates, cabinetry, stuff like that. Just like whatever can survive after, you know, 100 years of being under the ocean. But I just think that,
the
you know, removing things. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going there.
No, the bodies thing is one that really caught my attention, because I've gone to the Luxor a lot of times, and apparently it's not there anymore. You were telling me, but I never ever thought that they were real bodies. I thought they were, you know,
okay. So now
and stuff like that.
It was called bodies, and I might be wrong, but this is what my research showed me, is that it was bodies at Luxor, and it was real bodies.
Yeah.
But then it moved over to the Horseshoe now.
Yeah.
And it's called real bodies.
Oh.
To let people know, I guess, that it's real bodies.
Yeah.
So like the actual veins and the muscles, and I guess the skulls and stuff, like everything is a real body. So you're getting like this exhibit that you're paying for is like very, you know, it's not like it's not fake. You're seeing what it actually is. You're learning real stuff. And I understand that, you know, that stuff is everywhere for people to, you know, learn, you know, bodies and health and how to fix people. And, you know, a lot of hospitals and doctors have to look at real bodies and real skulls and stuff to like know how to fix us when we're in trouble. But to be passed around Las Vegas like you're some side attraction just seems like it's not the move.
It kind of goes with the cliche, only in Vegas, right?
Well, and it doesn't help that it's inside the Luxor too. Like, pick a better place. Like the Horseshoe, that's a little bit more tame, but you're inside this big black pyramid where you can go see real bodies. It's like next to the Titanic. Like, come on.
If you think about it, it all makes sense, because why would the Egyptians build pyramids? You know,
I guess, yeah.
Were mostly tombs for their you know, their people, you know. So
I feel like they're not doing anything.
Dead bodies in there.
But I feel like the marketing people for the Luxor are like horror freaks or something. They're not making it easy for us to think that, you know, it's not haunted.
If it wasn't for that, man, we wouldn't be doing this today, you know. So we gotta thank them to give us some content to talk about, you know. But it's I love the Luxor. I think it's a great place. I did not know most of these things happened. You know,
well, that's why we do this podcast, because if it's me and you learning something, everyone else that doesn't know anything is going to learn all this in one shot, and they're going to be like, my head's going to explode.
No, but it's I knew there was something special about it. I knew you
felt it. You know, I know you felt it when you walked in there, 100%.
Yeah. No, and even staying there, because like I said, I've stayed there, and out of all the hotels that I've stayed, I think the Luxor was always the one, like when you come in late night after a nice night of gambling or having a couple of drinks or spending time with friends, and then it's time to call it a night. Like, it was always very eerie in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I mean, you're walking down the halls, but really, if you look to the right of you or the left of you, there's like, you're just looking to the pit of a pyramid.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like I'm with you. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I love being in there. And you know what? If you want to take all the spooky stuff aside, I think that also that dark feel in it with the lighting and stuff, it's kind of cozy, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, and it's also kind of like romantic and sexy at the same time. Like, you can go to that one of the casino bars there,
Yeah.
and just sit there with your significant other and just have a chat. It's really nice lighting.
Yeah.
It's, you don't have to think about all the ghosts and ghouls walking around, but I do love the Luxor, and actually the guy was nice enough to give me a handful of matchbooks.
Really?
Yeah. They're one of the many few that we've actually found out that have their logo matchbooks at the bar, just in the little glass.
I did not know that.
Yeah. They're actually, they're not the most appealing matchbooks. It's all dark. It's almost like midnight blue. And it says Luxor across it. Kind of cool, actually. I took a handful of them. I think I might have given you one, or maybe it was Renee I gave it to.
No, I think you did. And unfortunately, I'm not at home today, as you can tell.
That's all right.
I'm actually in the Nile tunnels. That's why it's a little dark.
It looks like you're in the Nile tunnels right now.
As a matter of fact, my friend King Tut is telling me to go hang out with him, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm actually not at home. I came to visit my grandfather. He turned 91 yesterday.
Wow.
So it was a great day to be with my grandfather and whatnot. But it's I hope y'all enjoy or will enjoy this set of episodes that we want to do, given that it's Halloween. Let us know any myths or horror stories that you have gone through, maybe in your personal stay at the Luxor.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'd like to know is your personal horror story, and not one that you've seen on the internet, because those are easy to find up. If you go on Chat GPT and type in the 10 most haunted hotels, like, we get it, right? I want to hear what you guys have experienced, not just at the Luxor, but anywhere. Maybe we'll touch in on it, or maybe you can even chime in one of them. Maybe we can have someone chime in with us and do a little three-way. But yeah, what was I was going to say one last thing about the Luxor. Yeah, maybe it'll come to me later.
It was a lie. It was a lie. That's why.
Yeah.
No, I love these things. I love talking about this because it also, as history buffs that we are, part of the history of Vegas is, what happened there. Not everything is glamorous or whatnot. There is a dirty side to this, like anywhere else.
No, it's not just Vegas, and it's not just the Luxor. We're just starting off with the Luxor, and we'll want to make it clear too that do not be afraid to go anywhere in Vegas, because it's not. You might have your little stories, and you might have your little things that might happen to you, but that's on you. That's not on the place, right? It's
no, for sure.
So yeah, I just want to make it clear.
It's fun to be able to kind of go hunting for these things.
And we have.
That's what I love to do.
And nothing happened to us.
Happened to us. We went to the room 400 at Binion's. We didn't go inside. That would have been even.
And that's one of the most haunted places in America.
Yeah.
Is the Apache Hotel in Binion's. Yeah.
Or am I?
Yeah, did we die that day? And this is all just
I don't know. No, but it's cool to like go with a purpose sometimes to Vegas as well. If you go to have fun, have a couple of drinks, go for your and whatnot. But it's also kind of fun to do like our scavenger hunts, like we did, and learn something new about Vegas, the darker side, the lighter side, whatever side you want to look for, But Luxor was just one of them. We kind of randomly picked, not by but
we have a group of good store places in store for this month. It's not even just hotels too, it's actual things, which is even scarier, I think, an actual item. And I think that one of the reasons why I started collecting like casino chips and matchbooks from these places is because you don't know who held those things, right? And from the very beginning of when we first spoke, me, you, and Renee, when it comes to like collecting and stuff like that, we always were curious on who held this first, who held this before us.
Yeah.
And we don't know that, for all we know, one of the chips that Tupac was gambling with the night of his death is now in our collection. You don't know that, right? Because it just goes back into circulation until it hits into one of our collections.
Yeah.
So I think when it comes to swizzle sticks and pens, what was my pen used from some person that said, help me on a notepad, and no one knows, right? Nobody knows.
Someone stabbed up a person with the pen. You never know.
Wow, dude, that's morbid. But yeah, but yeah, you don't know what happened with these little items and stuff, and it was kind of cool to say you own a piece of a mysterious and a haunted hotel and casino and stuff. So I actually have some things maybe we can showcase that I believe are not haunted but come from a haunted situation, and we can maybe talk about those there too. But there is a lot of like items, like there's from people that make the story to hotels that make the story.
Yeah.
And then there's also like items like there's signs that have gone missing. There's a few of them, and they're all very creepy signs too, which makes it extra strange. There's tiki masks that I want to talk about. There's a bunch of stuff. So if everyone stays in tune this month, we can definitely have some spooky stories, and it'd be fun to chat about.
For sure. And I'm looking forward to seeing these other areas. And again, people, if you have any stories that you want to tell us about, your personal stories, let us know in the comments. But before we leave, I do want to, because it's an important part of Vegas history, of course, what yesterday was October 1st. It was also like I said, my grandfather's birthday.
It was my mom's birthday too.
Oh, there you go. Nice, yeah. nice. And but it also is a very important day for Las Vegas.
Huge.
And I definitely want to make sure we don't forget about that, because it's part of the history of Vegas, good or bad, and talking about it brings back also it honors the people that were left or are gone, way too early, and so yesterday was a great day. I know for Dayn it's an important day as well, because it's one of the reasons why you started writing your books,
well, I wanted to do something to say, hey, I care, from Canada, right? And the only way to do it was to try to be a part of it somehow, some way. I'm not a first responder. I'm not a family member of someone that's been affected, but I am a lover of Vegas, and I'm a lover of the people that go to Vegas, because when we're all there, we're all family. Yeah, and we all go to concerts. We all go into events and stuff. So it could have been anyone. It could have been someone that we cared about and love. And luckily for me, I didn't know anybody, but I feel attached to these people because of the love that we all shared for the city. And for the attractions that the city gives to us. Yeah, no, and it's definitely it definitely is a very important thing. And like you said, you might have not known who it was. I didn't know one of the people, but it was my cousin's ex. Let me make sure I get it right. My cousin's ex stepbrother, something like that. His wife passed in that concert. So indirectly, I guess there's some connection to it as well. But nobody should go anywhere to have fun and have to fear that this might be the last concert I go or whatnot. Because I believe that kind of steps out of the boundaries that we're talking about. Yeah. Seeing figures and that kind of stuff and that horror is more playful and fun to a certain extent. Yeah. But this is senseless killing, and I just really hope that, our world can step away from that. And I know it's, we're not seeing a lot of good signs right now with gun violence and stuff, but here's to, hoping and having faith that, eventually it can stop so we can all go and enjoy, traveling around and seeing friends and doing things and not having to be scared. Yeah. And then, Yeah, and I wanted to mention one big thing too about that is I found out yesterday that the Las Vegas Knights are donating $1 million to go towards an October 1st memorial somewhere closer to the Strip.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's really big news, and I think that that's really cool that a team like that stepped up and donated so much money for something that means so much.
Yeah,
to the city, right? So
that's amazing, and I'm glad they stepped up to the challenge, I guess, in a way, and they're doing something for their community and to find mends to this tragedy, So yeah, but I definitely don't want to finish the episode in a bad thing. But I think it's also important for us to dedicate a little bit of time and honor these brave people, from the first responders to the victims to the people that are still here, that were there but still able to talk about it, So
it just shows where our hearts are at the moment, and that's where it was yesterday, especially. But all year around, we're always thinking about it, and especially when we're on our trips and stuff. There, it's definitely something that it's in the back of our heads to not just be worried and scared, but also to think about the people that were lost that day and infected that day.
Yeah.
So,
and funny thing, before I even knew about the whole cause that you had with your book and everything like that, and the meaning that you had, when I used to go to Vegas, as most people already know, I love to run, and I usually would run around that area, and I usually would stop and make sure that I paid my respects for.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so it is something important, and it's something that I try to do something nice, respectful, in a respectful way, to remember these people that are no longer with us, but they always will be with us in spirit. And every October 1st, I myself, and I'm pretty sure I can
always
try to remember people.
Well, I usually on the 1st I do a post on my Vegas page, and I put every single name, and then I have a little speech about why today's important and stuff. And I do that before I even message my mom, good morning, happy birthday.
That's awesome.
Like, just because I feel that, I'm up before people in Vegas are up, and that's most of the people that are going to be seeing my content. But I just want people to understand that, today's an important day, right?
Yeah. No, it is. And again, that's important for both of us. It's important for everybody to remember, and that,
show where our hearts are.
Hug your loved ones, because you never know what might happen, right? So it's definitely important. But Dayn, any closing thoughts? Anything else that you want to talk about?
I'm just writing. I'm writing so much. I got some spooky stories that I'm writing. I got lots of stuff ready for the kids book that I got, the ABCs of Vegas. Yeah. That's coming out soon before Christmas. Awesome. Yeah, just a bunch of stuff. I just really want to just keep the writing going, just so I have a library of stuff one day. And I think it's cool too, because if if everyone likes these podcasts, there's cool stories that people can also get into and read and stuff like that. And yeah, it's fun and exciting. But at the moment, I'm moving. I'm just packing stuff, but also at the same time trying to enjoy the fall weather that we have. Luckily for us, do you guys have fall weather?
Let me tell you right now, it's 92 degrees.
Yeah.
It's not 100 degrees, so I guess we are.
So for us, we have, it obviously starts getting cooler into the winter.
Yeah.
And then our nights happen quicker. So usually in the summertime, sunset will be 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But now it goes down to 5.
Oh yeah.
So it's nighttime by the time I get home from work, and then we carve pumpkins and all the trees change colors and stuff. So
we don't have that. We don't have that. We like I said, right now it's 92 degrees, which would be Celsius, maybe 30, 34, almost 40 degrees, I guess.
Yeah, middle of the summer for us.
Yeah, middle of the summer for us it's 92 degrees. That's actually fall weather, because it's not in the triple digits.
Well, maybe one October, you should come up here and do the casinos here.
Oh yeah,
because as you saw, I was at the casino with my mom. I took her to the Niagara Falls casino.
Yeah.
And there's haunted houses there, and
Nice.
there's a lot of cool stuff. And all the trees start changing color, like red and yellow and stuff. So
We definitely need to, I actually, funny thing, because we were texting about that, and I told Alma, I was like, hey man, after our wedding, we need to go to Canada. We gotta
you'll love it. It's
an invite.
yeah, it's a small version of Las Vegas. It's really, really, you'll pinpoint some stuff. Like there's the Ferris wheel, the big wheel, and there's old casino and a new casino, and attractions everywhere. And they actually had a pyramid in Niagara Falls. And when you walked inside, it was an IMAX theater.
Oh wow!
And then also it was a museum for all the barrels that went off the falls where people died in.
Oh wow!
Yeah, really unique. But they just tore it down last year.
They're building a new one, I guess.
No, they just needed more parking lot space. So sad.
Kind of sounds like the Riviera, in other words.
Well, no, it sounds like a Vegas move, right? Taking down something beautiful to just, put up more parking for more people to go do one other thing, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But
and you know what? I just thought about it. We're talking about movies we're looking forward to watching. I'm looking forward to watch another movie, and I just thought about it. It's called Black Phone 2.
Yes, cool mask. I like that guy's mask.
It comes out in the United States. I don't know if in Canada it comes out at the same time, but it's coming out on the 17th of October. So if you have not seen,
if it's in theaters, it's different time. But if it's in Netflix and Prime and all that, it's the same time.
No, I think it's coming on in the theaters first.
Okay, cool.
You never know. Nowadays, you don't know what the hell they're gonna do. But if you have not watched Black Phone, the first part, go watch that, and then be ready for the Black Phone 2. But that's that. Sorry, I had to throw that out there because I love horror movies. So for me, this is the best time. And for me, that's basically it, man. Till the next time, guys. Please continue to like, share, subscribe. Go tell one person about the podcast. Go tell one person about collecting Vegas stuff. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Okay, guys? Take it easy.
Scare you later.